Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
So hello
Hello.
everyone, good evening everyone. So welcome back to our YouTube channel AgriAddict. So as we promised that we came up with the one-shot series for the CVT PG exam 2026. So we started with the genetics.
Hello.
That if you are still not attended the genetic sessions, you
Hello.
can go and find it in our
Hello.
YouTube channel. The link will be also available in the description box. So go there, start with genetics. This is the
So
second
hello
session
everyone.
of
Good evening
CVT
everyone.
PG
So welcome back to our
2026.
YouTube channel
So you
AgriAddict.
can, as we promised, so you can go there and find the genetic sessions also. And then this is second class. Likewise, we will be also covering all the subjects till the 11th of March, the one day before the exam. So along with that, if you know, like आपको पता होगा, like if you know that we are also conducting the general agriculture quiz for the CVT PG mainly, which is available freely for everyone in our Telegram channel. These quizzes have been conducted in the 7 a.m. in the morning. So details of which will be also provided in the description box. If you are by any chance not aware of this free general agriculture quizzes, so just go and join the group. It's completely free of course, and start attending the questions. So already 300 plus students are attending it every day on an everyday basis, so there is a good amount of competition. So attend and take a benefit. Okay, so we'll just wait for another 1 or 2 minutes and we can start. So yes, admit card will be released like once the details are uploaded or updates are available, so we will definitely update you, so no need to worry about it. Okay. Okay, and about this marathon series, about this one shot series, so if you want the PDFs of this one shot series for the quick revision, अगर आपको ये जो PDF है जो mentors पढ़ा रहे हैं इसका अगर PDF भी चाहिए वो भी आपको फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट मिल जाएगा. दैट विल बी ऑल्सो गिवन फॉर यू एज अ फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट. तो इसके लिए कुछ नहीं करना है आपको, सिर्फ और सिर्फ गूगल फॉर्म होगा डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में, फिल करो और आपका क्विक फीडबैक दो और सबमिट करो डायरेक्टली आपके व्हाट्सएप में. ये वाला पीडीएफ आ जाएगा. सारे बाकी जितने भी आप क्लासेस कराएंगे, जितने भी वन शॉट सीरीज होगा सारे सब्जेक्ट्स का, वो सारा सब्जेक्ट्स आपको मिल जाएगा. ठीक है, एक ही बार फिल करना है. अगर कल ऑलरेडी जेनेटिक्स के लिए फिल किया होगा, उसी ड्राइव लिंक में ये भी पीडीएफ क्लास के बाद 1-2 घंटे के बाद अपलोड हो जाएगा, तो वहां से आप ले सकते हो. ओके, सो इंटरेक्ट लास्ट तक बने रहिए. जो भी इस वीडियो को देख रहे हैं, लाइक whoever is watching this video, be with us till the end of this class. अगर कोई भी डाउट हो तो पूछना और यहाँ से यही एक्सटेंशन को खत्म कर देना. रिवीजन बहुत अच्छे से हो जाएगा. ओके, carry on.
Hi everyone. Myself Anu. I am currently doing PhD third year in agricultural extension in IRI New Delhi. So I will be taking, I think, the second class of this marathon series of CUET PG courses. Okay, so like every other subject, covering the whole of one subject in 1 hour or 1.5 hour is a little bit of difficult, obviously. But still, this the main aim of this marathon series is that to just get a quick revision, whatever you have studied so far or whatever you have like revised and practiced so far, just get a quick touch of everything, and also like what are the main area or key areas that you have to focus a little bit more on. That main only important points are only given in the PPT as well. Okay, so uh, I'll just introduce myself Annu Joshi, and as I told, I'm currently doing my PhD, and I have done my undergraduation from Kerala Agriculture University, and then I have done my post graduation masters from National Dairy Research Institute, Karnal, and I have secured All India rank 20th in JRF examination and All India rank 7th in SRF examination. I've qualified for UGC JRF with net, also ASRB net also. Okay, so this is about me. I think without wasting much of time, we'll go to the like whole subject of extension. So before starting, I don't know how much you have read about extension so far, but from the subject of extension as of now, some of the chapters which are very much important. First one is the fundamentals of extension, like where extension, how it have been evolved, what were the programs involved in the extension schemes, and then the communication and the rural sociology. Yeah, I'll try. Since my native is from Kerala, so I have a little bit of difficulty in Hindi, as you know. But still, I'll try. If you are not understanding any words or any concepts, definitely you can ask me. I'll try to explain. Okay. Okay. So we'll start with the fundamentals of extension. So as you know, the terminology is the basic thing that is asked in every examination. That is the origin of the extension terminology. Yes, the term extension has originated from a Latin word ex and tensio. Ex means out and tensio means stretching. So together the word extension, ex and tensio together, meaning that it is something that is stretched out to people in the rural areas. So what happens when we develop any technologies or develop any new methodologies and all, that will remain in the lab or the institution. So how it will be reaching to the rural people or the people who are far away from the institution or in the main cities. So that's how the term originated as stretched out. It is going from where it is originated to the far places. Okay, so generally we say extension education is a non-formal type of education. Non-formal type of education means it is not confined to the four walls of the classroom. What you are undergoing in your class, you are taking UG agriculture, right? So what you are undergoing is the formal education, and then agricultural extension education is something that is outside the framework of the classroom teaching. There will not be any fixed courses will not be there, like you are having exams will not be there, attendance will not be there. It will be completely based on the need of the people. Okay, so extension education is a non-formal education. There are three terminologies related to it. Okay, and the year and where it has started, that is the important point which you should learn from this point. Okay, one is university extension. University extension is the term originated in 1840 in Britain, whereas the term extension originated in 1866 in England. And extension education as such, see, all these terms will seem similar to you if you are reading it for the first time, but when you are seeing carefully, these three terms have originated in different timelines. At the last, extension education has originated in 1873 in the Cambridge University. Okay, so these are the three terminologies that you should remember. And then some of the short note, like you can say, the term extension was used by Voorhees. Okay. And the father of university extension is James Stewart. James Stewart is the person. See, we already told that here the university extension is the term first came in. So here initially this James Stewart, he started to take classes for the people in a university level. Like he started to take practical classes for men and women like that. So this was the initial originating point of the extension was there. So he is known as the father of university extension. And who is the father of extension education? That is J.P. Liggins. He has contributed to many models and methodologies and all to the field of extension education. So he is known as the father of extension education. And what about in India? In India, the father of extension is K.N. Singh. Okay, K.N. Singh is the father of extension. And in USA, why we are studying USA means actually when we are considering the field of extension education, many development has happened in the country of United States of America. Okay, so that's why the father of extension work in USA is Dr. Seaman A. Knapp. He is also known as the father of demonstration also. Okay, so that's why he's known as the father of extension work in USA, Dr. Seaman A. Knapp. And obviously, we are talking about extension education. So learning comes as a very important part of this extension education. So father of learning is Thorndike. He has gave some of the very famous theories of learning as well. Okay, and as we saw already, rural extension work has originated in USA and extension education has originated in England. Okay, and in general, if we are saying as a one point, like if any question comes, the starting point of extension we can consider as the need and interest of people. This is not like some factual thing, but always when we say, see, in other subjects we say they have their own lab, whether you are taking crop physiology or entomology or pathology, anyone. They will have their labs in each of the university in every division like that. But for social sciences, for economics and extension, we don't have lab. We say that the village is our lab and the people are on which we are studying actually. So whenever we are studying the extension, or like we are planning any of the programs in extension, our starting point will be the need and interest of the people. Okay, so there are certain definitions which is given for extension education and extension differently. So I have not given the complete definition, because just remember the keywords, because every like terminologies, extension, communication, sociology, every entrepreneurship, everything will have certain definitions. So at the end of the day, it will be difficult for you to remember each and every definition. So at least listen or remember the keywords. Okay, so National Commission on Agriculture defined extension as an out-of-school education and services. Out-of-school education, it is not something that is given in the school in a formal setting, but outside of the school. Whereas Liggins, who is the father of extension education, Liggins told extension education is an applied science. This is actually your actual scenario where you are applying whatever the science you have learned. Okay, so this is he called it as an applied science. And Niels Rowling considered extension as an communication intervention. So that's why especially we have a chapter of communication in extension. Why? Because all the transfer of technology, whether we are enabling the farmers, everything is involved with the communication process involved there. So according to Niels Rowling, extension is a communication intervention. How well you are communicating to the people, rural people or the farmers, depends on that you can define the extension. Okay, so the philosophy of extension. The philosophy, when you are considering philosophy of extension, basically it is given by Kelsey and Hernay. Kelsey and Hernay given extension, the basic philosophy of extension. The words are important. Philosophy of extension as to teach people not what to think, but how to think. Generally, it says like when you give like there is a proverb in Chinese proverb, or like old proverb is there. When you give a fisherman a fish, he can eat that particular day, right? But when you teach him how to catch a fish, then he can live for the rest of his life. The same principle is applied here. Actually, we are not teaching them what to think, but we are teaching them how to think, how to solve your own problems in their own way. That is actually we are doing in the agricultural extension. Okay, so what is the fundamental objectives? What is our objective? To develop the rural people economically, socially, and culturally through education. Generally, like in a school or in college, not in school, but in your college and all, when you ask, when someone asks what the extension people are doing, generally what you will say, they are the one who is transferring the technology from the institution to the village. So, is the transfer of technology is the only purpose they are doing? No, that is actually a misconception. That is not. Our main objective is to develop the rural people, not only economically, but also socially, culturally through education. We are providing education so that a holistic development will happen to them. Okay. So, then okay, so there are two levels of extension. One is extension education and another is extension service. Extension education, like these are two levels. Okay, education is what? Something you are giving through the state agriculture universities, ICR deemed universities or research institutes and all. Okay, so that is extension education, whereas extension service is something that is given to the farmers or to the people who are actually in the villages or in the rural areas. But it can be given by the ministries or Ministry of Agriculture and Social Farmers Welfare or Ministry of Rural Development. So their together effort will constitute the extension service. These are the two levels of extension. Okay. And then comes the type of education. So we already told extension is a non-formal type of education. So what are formal and informal type? The difference, what is the difference? So formal type of education is the one which you are currently undergoing in your college. Okay, just think about that. That is highly institutionalized and chronologically graded. Chronologically graded means year after year according to a time schedule. Like you will first you will go to the first standard and then to the second standard. After that, after finishing the 12th standard in the school, you will go to the college for UG, then PG, then PhD. So that is a chronologically graded system and hierarchically structured education system. So, and also there will be teacher will be at the top level who is controlling you, like, right? You will be dependent on your teacher on what to study and how to study. That is the formal educational system, and there will be strict rules and regulations applied. Whereas come to informal. See, whenever someone comes into your class, you will automatically stand up. Like if someone is elder or someone is like your respectable person comes, you will automatically stand up. I don't think it is like taught to you in any of the primary classes or like in the schools or somewhere. You have learned it through your life. Maybe when you are in a very small age, in your home what you are observing, or like when you go outside what you are observing in the like society, that also teaches you a lot. So that kind of education is known as the informal education. It's a lifelong process in which every person acquires and accumulate this knowledge from daily experience and exposure to the environment. Okay, so this is the informal. So what is in between? There is formal, which is very strict, and informal, which is very flexible and all. So in between what comes, that is the non-formal education, which is like in the example is extension education. Okay, so this is organized and systematic educational activity carried on outside the framework of formal education system. So their selected type of learning to particular subgroups is given. So when I am giving a particular education, it will be for maybe for rice farmers only, maybe for wheat farmers only. So I can give learning a particular selected type of learning to the particular target groups. Okay, so that is the non-formal education. So extension education is a non-formal type of education. And then comes the principles of extension. There are 11 principles. Just remember the main or the very important principles. I am not reading everything, just the important ones. Definitely the principle of cultural differences. So the differences in custom and value between the group of farmers as well as between the extension agent and farmers is important. Okay, cultural difference. So if you are belong to any particular caste or a particular religion or a particular state or particular country, that should not affect the communication. You cannot implement anything to which is outside of that particular farmers or the particular target group, we say. Okay, their culture should not be in conflict. The general example that we say is like you cannot introduce the piggery, like pig farming to a population or to a group of people where the Muslim population is more, because that is not according to their cultural belief, right? So their cultural differences should be taken care. And then the principle of grassroot. Grassroot means grassroot. The term is grass. Grass means something which like grow at the very low level, right? Similarly, principle of grassroots says that the extension program should start with the lowest level possible, which means with the people. It should not be very theoretical. It should not be very conceptual in nature, but it should start with the local group, situations, and the local problems. Sometimes what the question can come, can you again explain the non-formal type? Definitely, sorry. Yeah, the non-formal, what I'm saying, we already told about the formal and informal type. And non-formal is something comes in between. Okay, it's not very structured and with strict rules and regulations like as in formal, but still it is somewhat organized and systematic educational activity. But it is the purpose of non-formal education is that to provide selected type of learning, completely need-based learning. See, when you are studying in BSc Agriculture, even if you like extension or economics also, you have to study the other subjects also, like entomology, pathology also you have to study, and vice versa. But when you come to the non-formal education, if you like that particular subject, you can study that only. Like if I am a rice farmer and I need to learn about the pest management in rice, I can learn only about that particular thing. Okay, so the selected type of learning provided to the particular subgroup. So like all the farmers in my area won't be listening to this particular pest management in rice. Only the rice farmers who want learning in this pest management, they will only attending the program. Okay, so the selected type of learning to particular subgroup. The learning process will be happening, the teaching process will be happening, but it will not be as like strict as in case of formal education. Okay, that is outside the framework of school. Farmers extension agent, non-formal. I didn't understand. I think the question is whether extension agent is giving non-formal education or not. I think that's what you are asked. That yes, extension education, as I was telling, it is non-formal in nature. Okay, we were talking about the principle of grassroots, and then there is principle of leadership and principle of indigenous knowledge. Indigenous knowledge means, see, the problem sometimes with the extension is that you might be familiar, until now you might have studied in your own language, maybe Hindi or any other southern languages like that. So when you listen to certain terms, you may not be understanding it properly. That is one of the problems. Okay, so if you are finding a difficulty at any point of time, you can tell, and also that's why you should read the textbooks, and you can note it down whatever words you are not understanding and all. That is obvious, the problems with the language can come. Okay, so principle of indigenous knowledge. Indigenous knowledge means some knowledge which is generated indigenously or locally generated knowledge in that particular society or a particular like locality in that particular area. Okay, so that indigenous knowledge should not be ignored as outdated, and the extension agent should try to understand them. See, I am coming, if I am coming from a research institute, I say that I have drip irrigation method. That is the very good method, very advanced method. So whatever you are practicing now, that is very bad or that is very outdated. I should not say that. Instead, I should understand if their traditional method is good or not and try to incorporate with the current advancement. Then principle of learning by doing. Learning by doing is something people should learn what to do, why to do, how to do, and with what result. Learning by doing. Generally, we say that if you read something, if you read, you will forget that. If you hear also, you will after some time, you will forget that. So, why we are providing the mock test and mock test bundles and all? Because you are practicing with the questions. In the actual scenario, what is happening, the same thing you are mimicking it and practicing it, so that the retention of the memory will be high. So that same principle should be applied there also, principle of learning by doing. By doing, they should learn the things, not the theory or theoretical lectures and all. Okay, and principle of participation should be there. Farmers should participate. Yeah, as we were telling, there is mock test bundle is provided by AgriAddict for CUET PG exam. One bundle is there at the rupees 499. It is available to you. And since there is a few days left for your CUET PG exam, so no matter how much you are reading again and again and again, all the textbooks also, until and unless you are practicing with it, you should learn by doing the actual thing. So you have to like, it will be very beneficial for you if you are purchasing the mock test bundle. So you might have thinking like it's already at the reach of the examination, why would we purchase it? But the good news is that it will be valid up to the ICRPG examination. So if you are buying it now, it will be beneficial for you. Okay, so if you want to practice by doing the mock test and all, you can purchase this mock test bundle. Okay. Okay, then we are coming with the principle of interest and need, as we told. Principle of satisfaction. At the end of our extension program, the farmers should get satisfaction. And principle of adaptability. The extension work and extension teaching methods must be flexible and adapted to suit the local conditions. See, I am currently coming here to teach you with all the PowerPoint presentations and all. So what if the screen is not working? Then I should be adaptable, or I should be flexible in a way that I should teach you with just a camera on me, and whatever I know, I will tell to you. So in that way, you should be flexible and adaptable when you go to the rural situation or to the farmers. Okay. And then we have principle of evaluation and principle of empowerment. The term, like one sentence which is given with principle of evaluation is, evaluation prevents stagnation. Evaluation means what? What do you mean by evaluation? Evaluation means you are checking the final result of the program, whether it is attained the initial set objectives or not. Okay, so my objective is here is like I will finish the whole syllabus within like 1.5 to 2 hours, like that. So at the end of the program, I will be evaluating whether I have achieved the program, whether you have understood it properly or not. So I am doing the same thing is applicable to any extension program. And why we are doing that? Because evaluation prevents stagnation, which means that, see, if you are not checking what you are doing, then it means you are stuck at some point of time. You are reading. If you are not checking whether you have remembering or not, actually you might be forgetting, you might be remembering, you don't know. It creates a kind of stuck situation, right? The stagnant situation will be there. So evaluation prevents the stagnation. And then there is principle of empowerment. And this is important, extension education process. Okay. So extension education process is a participatory process and given by J.P. Liggins. So the short cut or the like shortcut to remember this is, sorry, not sorter, this is SOTER, S-O-T-E-R. Okay, S-O-T-E-R. So what is the S-O-T-E-R? That is situation, what it is now, and objectives means what should be the result after the program, what should be the result, and then teaching. Teaching include what to teach means the content, what to teach, and how to teach. How to teach is the method. Okay, so this is the extension education process starting from the situation. We told that in the principle, any extension program should start from the needs of the people. Situation, objectives, and teaching include content and method, what to teach and how to teach, and then evaluation, as we told, what has been the result. And based upon this evaluation, we should do reconsideration. That is the very important thing. We are not stopping at the end of the program. We are reconsidering it, and because which means we are changing the program if needed. So I understood that it is not working. So something I should do. Maybe I should change the speed, or I should change the language, or something I should do. So that is the reconsideration. And it's a cycle. Again it starts. Then again we are analyzing the situation, setting, and a better improved program will be happening. So that is the extension education process. Okay. It's a participatory process. Participatory means not only the people who are experts, the scientists or the extension agents are not the only one who is participating here, but also the farmers or the whoever the people who are attending this program, they are also will be involved in this whole process. Okay. Yeah, this is what we told. And then cone of experience. So cone of experience, this is the Edgar Dale's cone of experience. Okay, so it shows that how much you will remember if you are doing different kind of activities or different types of methods which is given by the extension agents when they are giving, how much you will retain, and how to increase the learning of the farmers or the target groups. Based upon that, he developed the cone of experience. It's in the cone shaped. Okay, cone of experience. And it is modified by, initially it is developed by Edgar Dale, but it is modified by Scheel in 1989. It's also known as the learning pyramid. So at the bottom of the cone of experience, you can see the doing of the real thing. Do the real thing. We already told that in the principle, there is learning by doing. So it says that when you do an actual thing, if you are giving a farmer a sprayer and ask them to do, then that will create the maximum 90% of what they do, they will remember. And this is actually a cone from which bottom to top, when you are seeing the the retention of the people will be reducing. Okay, so initially it has read. That's why we are telling you again and again, just if you are reading and reading, you are remembering actually only the 10% of what you want, 10%. And also if you are listening to any class, or if you are listening from any one of your friends or any educator or something, you will be remembering up to 20%, just listening. Okay. And then the images and videos and all. So images and videos are something that you can see. See, you are now seeing, you are seeing a PowerPoint presentation with a picture, right? So your retention just went up from this 10% of reading to this 30% of what they see. And when you are seeing and hearing at the same time as you are doing now, the retention will be up to 50%. And when I am saying and writing, it will go to 70%. And at the finally, when I am actually doing this thing, it will be 90%. Actually, you have to remember every step, because sometimes they can ask like just before what is the the method or the extension method which comes at the very bottom of the cone of experience. Then you can say that doing the real thing. Just before that, it will be a simulation or model. It is not the actual thing, but you are seeing something very similar. Okay, so like if a fire escape is there, we cannot create the actual fire and all, but we will be creating simulating experience where you will be using all the methods. So that is like a simulation model that will come. Like that, it will I think if you have read the GL Ray textbook of extension education, communication and management, in that the cone of pyramid is also given in a simple format. You can just read and see that steps one by one. Okay. And then steps in extension teaching. I am starting to teach. Then what are the things that I should consider when I am going to teach something in an extension program, which is given by Wilson and Gallup. Okay, Wilson and Gallup. The short form of this is AIDCAS. AIDCAS. So this is the thing. So first one is A, attention. See, we have given, I think before starting the class, we have given the good, beautiful poster has been made already, and it is given to all like channels wherever it is posted, and with this, maybe sometimes videos of AgriAddict also you might be seeing. Why we are doing that? Because to create an attention to the people. If someone doesn't want to do anything, just to create an attention, a sudden start will be given. First, attention, so that they are getting to know that there is a program called AgriAddict. So similarly, they are starting to aware of any new ideas or practice. Okay, that is the first step. Then interest. Interest means, so after this awareness, they are getting to know, and some people then they might be developing an interest towards that particular technology. And then after that, then they will create the desire. Desire means unfreezing the existing behavior and motivating them. So like if you are taking a new variety, suppose, then at the desire stage, what we can say is like we will be giving more and more information and allowing them to like change from the traditional practice to the current practice. So that unfreezing existing behavior, they are like, no, my father and my father's father were farming the same variety only, I cannot change that. If they are saying so, we first created attention and then we created interest. After that, we will be saying, no, these are the advantages and all, you can like just try that. Anyway, it is since your father and your father means very long years have already passed, you can try. And then comes the conviction stage. Conviction stage is where the strong persuasion is happening, where you are actually convincing the people about this. We are saying this particular methodology is actually like 2 times having higher yield than the variety that you are currently doing. So the conviction, you are convincing the people. And then the action. Action means putting the ideas or practice into operation and finally reaching the level of satisfaction. So this is the steps in extension teaching. You can remember as 8 Ks: attention, interest, desire, conviction, action, satisfaction. Now comes to the extension schemes. Extension schemes are, these are one of the very big and a little bit difficult because so many years, so many programs are involved in this extension schemes chapter, but it is very important. I'll say the first line extension work. I have kept, if you have attended the regular class of CUET PG, you might be familiar with the programs already, because all this program, even if I read out also, it will be difficult for you to remember now. So I just say some of the important things and the important points that you can remember. Okay, first line of extension work. This is the the phase or the type of extension programs which is coordinated at the government level and given through ICR system. Okay, so the major programs are 1964 AICP-ND or All India Coordinator Project on National Demonstration. You can think about there are 4 projects under first line extension work. Okay, 4 project. 1964, 74, 74, 79. The years is very important in this first line extension work. Okay, there are only 4 programs. They are transfer of technology programs. All of these were transfer of technology programs of ICAR. Okay, so one is 1964 All India Coordinator Project on National Demonstration. So it shows the term is demonstration. You can remember demonstration. So it is showing the people how much the new variety or the new technology is good. The genetic production potentiality of new technologies is observed. They are actually demonstrating the worth of that new technology so that the farmers can adopt. They are, see, it is in 1964, very earlier, like that, the just after this independence and all, very earlier efforts from the side of ICR, you can see there. And then 1974-75, we have operational research project. So operational research project is also similar to AICPND only. So here it is the demonstration and the dissemination of technologies is given on a watershed basis. Okay, the key difference is it is given on a watershed basis or ORP, operational research project. And then in 1974, KVK came. KVK is very, very important. Okay, KVK, Atma, Attic, these 3 things are important in extension. So KVK is also, what is the full form of KVK? Krishi Vigyan Kendra, also known as Farm Science Center or Agricultural Science Centers and all. So what happened? This KVK is an institution. I think you in every district it will be there. So they provide need-based and skill-oriented vocational training. The key terminologies, even if you can't remember everything sentence also, remember the key words. Vocational training means need-based or skill-based learnings will be given to farmers and field extension workers and all. So the first KVK started in 1974 in Pondicherry under Tamil Nadu Agriculture University. The first KVK started in Pondicherry. Okay. And finally, the last program is 1979, the Lab to Land, LLP, Lab to Land program. Lab to Land program came in the Golden Jubilee celebration of ICAR. Okay, in 1979. So, ICAR started in July 16th in 1929. So, after the 50 years, the 50-year celebration of ICAR, they started this program, Lab to Land program. So, the name indicates Lab to Land. So, to connect the technologies from the institution to the people, so to the all the people, small and marginal farmers, landless agricultural laborers and all, they started the program. And what happened later, after 1979 and all, they have combined these 3 programs, the AICPND, ORP and LLP were later converged, or they all are combined to KVK. So currently only KVK is existing. KVK is merged in 1992. Okay, in 1992. So as of now, only KVK is existing. Okay. And then we have pre-independence schemes and post-independence scheme. So we got independence in 1947. So after that, before that, what were the programs in the extension sector? So when we are saying about pre-independence sector, the major some points is, first, all are a single person. Most of these programs are given or started by a single person. So what happened is the main limitation of the pre-independence program also when we are studying, that is like it is a person-centric one. Like when one person started and whatever area he can cover, whatever area you can cover, that only will be covered. So the resources and manpower, everything was limited only. Okay, so that is the general characteristics of pre-independence program. That is mostly single person or like a person-centric program rather than a government initiated high level and all. It will be limited to small regions. All regions. Okay. So just see the important one, 1903. Here you have to study the year, who started this, and the name of the scheme. 3 things you have to see. Okay, place, sometimes they will ask, but not sure. But definitely the year and the person who is involved. If you are asking the most important thing, that is the person who started which program. That is the main area. Okay, so the scheme of rural reconstruction has started in 1903 by Daniel Hamilton. And this is not that important. See, even though IRI is given in 1905, this is it is, we cannot say that is a completely like program from the side of the people. Okay, this is at the parallelly some efforts were happening with the from the government side also. That is in 1905, IARI was initially known as the Imperial Agriculture Research Institute. Okay, in 1947, after the independence only, it was changed to Indian Agriculture Research Institute. Before that, it is known as Imperial Agriculture Research Institute. Okay. And then if you are talking about the programs, after scheme of rural reconstruction, you should study the scheme of rural development by Ravindranath Tagore, which happened in West Bengal. Kaligram Paragna in West Bengal by Ravindranath Tagore. And then in 1920, Gurgaon experiment was conducted by F.L. Brain. So, if I am saying just the words and I know the year and the people, you might be getting a little bored, but this portion is very important because they are very fixed programs, right? So before the pre-independence, it was very difficult to conduct any kind of extension programs, but still at that point of time, these people, they have taken their own efforts to start any program. So this is important. Most of the time, one question can come from this. And in 1921, we have Sri Niketan project. Sri Niketan project is also given by Ravindranath Tagore, and in Shanti Niketan in West Bengal itself. Okay, so sometimes some of the terminology is associated with that. See, in Gurkhan experiment, the village guides were there. Some people, not only the like the experts or the officials were only involved, but also the village guides or like the person from the village itself who were selected to guide the other people. Okay, village guides were there. Any tricks to remember all this here? That is see, that is one of the difficult part of extension, because we have pre-independent schemes, post-independent schemes, and then current schemes. Sometimes that also can be asked. Not only in extension, when you come to economics also, if you are in social science scheme, you will know the many years will be there to learn. um uh, Actually the trick is not there, only you can see the nearby things. Actually, when I used to study for my JRF examination, what I used to do is like, I'll just write a small chits will be there, like small paper bits will be there. In one side, I'll write the name of the scheme, and the other side, I'll write the year and the person. Okay, so like, and then I fold it in a way that I can see only the scheme name. So when I take any chit, random chit from that lot, I will try to remember what year and what place or what person like used to give that. So it is not a one day trick or like a 2 day. When you are preparing all along, you can use many methods, or you can combine also by your own terms. You can keep any small chords and all. But I should admit that it is a little bit hectic. But I think pre-independent schemes are very fixed. That new schemes are not coming. So you might be familiar. All will come around a 1920, 21 range only, the important pre-independent schemes. Okay. In 21, Marthandam project came, which is given by Young Men Christian Association in Travancore, given by Spencer Hatch. Okay. Then in 1923, Sevagram was originated by Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi in Wardha district, and the Nai Talim means some new related to new education which is given to the place. So he also was also concentrating on not only in the agriculture production, but also in the overall development of the people through education, through employment, through the cottage industries and all. Okay. Then 1934, we already told that rural reconstruction scheme was started by Daniel Hamilton. So, Rural Reconstruction Institute was started in 1934 by Daniel Hamilton. And then we have 1945. We are slowly reaching to the independence time. In 1945, IVS or the Indian Village Service started in Lucknow by Mosher and Gupta. And in 46, Firka Development Scheme, 47, 46 Firka Development Scheme. Up to this, we can say the pre-independence schemes by individual efforts were happened. And then 1947, Grow More Food campaign also happened. That is one of the important program from the side of the government. Okay, so that is also at that point of time, our main aim was to improve the agriculture production somehow. Okay, so then we reached into the post-independence scheme. So there comes the 1948, just a year after independence. Okay, 1948, Etava pilot project were there. Etava pilot project by Albert Mayer. It is started in Maheva in Etava, UP. Okay, so Albert Mayer, he started many new things. Okay, he could do in a like larger area because of this financial assistance from US.4 program. In 64 villages, this program started. So there, actually, the village level workers, now it is very common, VEW, it started in this Etava pilot project. Okay, so in 1948, the Nilokiri experiment also started, as it is also known as Masdoor Manzil. Masdoor Manzil program. Okay, so it started by S.K. Day. It's initially started as a program to rehabilitation of 700 refugees from Pakistan during the during this partition. Okay, at that time they have created small village in which small training and demonstrations were shown to people on how to take up on the employment sectors like that. Okay, so Nilokiri experiment was conducted in Nilokiri, which is in a area between Kurukshetra and Karnal. This started in 1948. And then what happened? I think the next one you should remember is 1951 Poodan movement by Vinoba Bhave. The question I think which asked in ICR JRF one time is in which place this Poodan movement started. It started in it's Pochampalli actually. Okay, Pochampalli in Nalgonda district of Telangana. It started. Okay, and in 1952 we had GMF Enquiry Committee also. We already told Grow More Food campaign started in 1947, whereas Grow More Food Enquiry Committee came in 1952. Okay. And then we had this community development program. And then we were telling about the, after independence, this Etava pilot project happened. So after the Etava pilot project happened, the government or the authorities understood that it is possible to develop the community as a whole. So Etava pilot project is actually known as the forerunner or forerunner of the community development program, CDP, because after the success of the Etava pilot project, they started this community development program in 1952. Okay, so in this community development program, they have divided the area into 55 projects. Okay, community development projects. Under each project, there were 3 blocks. So like that, they started to give all the extension works, funding and agriculture production related everything, credits and all were given to this particular areas. Okay, so and after that, they understood it's a wide area, large area, and rather than taking as big area, we can concentrate on small regions or blocks. So after this community development programs, National Extension Service came, where community development blocks were the center of work, unit of work. Okay, in 1953. And then 1954, it came as community development block, and later these two are integrated. Okay, so now only community development blocks were the last one. 1954 it came. And in 1957, Panchayati Raj or democratic decentralization. The Panchayati Raj also came in this 1957. So it's like how to develop the community as a whole, that was aimed there. Okay. And then they started to understand. See, after the community development, what happened is they understood that when you are giving all your resource, all your effort, all your money to all people of the country, then the actual production is not happening. Okay, so because some areas will be very poor, that you have to give so much money, more money and more effort into that place, but it is not giving the actual result what you are intending. So what happens? Then they aimed for some technological development programs, which is very intensive programs. So what happens? They started to analyze the best areas, or I think this name you might have heard, betting on the strong horse. Betting on the strong horse. What do you mean by betting on the strong horse? If a horse race is happening, which one you will keep your money on? The best one, or the very fit horse, or the very strong horse, the healthy one and all, right? No. Okay, very strong horse and all. So similarly, they applied the same principle in IADP also, Intensive Agricultural District Program. also. So they identified some of the very well performing districts and then concentrated all the efforts, like all the money and all the seeds and inputs, all are concentrated in this area. So that they will give a best output. Okay, so that's how in 1960 the IADP or Intensive Agriculture District Program has started. Okay, and it is also known as the package program. Package program. Package program means the package of practices, whole package, like as a package you are giving inputs, you are giving training, you are giving like supervision, everything was given for in that particular area. And also it is known as the concentration, works on the concentration principle. You are concentrating everything in there. That is the IADP or Intensive Agriculture District Program. In same way, we had 1964 IAAP or Intensive Agricultural Area Program based upon the area, and in 64 Intensive Cattle Development Project ICDP, and in 66 we had the finally the like which something caused the green revolution and all, that is high yielding variety programs. We have introduced the very high yielding. See, these all were concentrated on the area which can produce a good output. Okay, the technological development were like in that areas. See, that's why in many of the HYVP program were not in initially it was not given to all the states in India, but whoever having the large areas or the large like farming where you can practice some mechanization and all, that is possible. In that areas only these programs started, the high yielding variety programs. Okay. And then we have development with social justice. So now we have gone through the community development program, and then we started with the like technological program. So what after this high yielding variety programs and all, what happened is like so many injustice happened. The actually the difference or the gap between the poor or the marginalized farmers and the large farmers started to increase. Whoever getting good advice and all, they started to develop more, but whoever not getting anything, they started to remain poor. So that's why later the government started on working with the development with the social justice program. Okay, so then in 1970-71 you can see SFDA MFAL, the Small Farmers Development Agency, and Marginal Farmers Agricultural Labours Program, and similarly other programs also. 1973 DPAP, and in 74 there comes T&V or the training and visit system. That is very very important. T&V system first started in India. It started in Rajasthan. Okay, Rajasthan. As the term indicate, it is training and then visit. So the continuous training, the regular training was given to the extension workers and their subject matter specialists and the farmers. So it was keep on giving on the regular periodical interval. The training was given to farmers, and also the visit. The people used to regularly visit to the farmers. Okay, so this is one of the revolutionary program that happened in India, 1974. The training and visit system, and the name associated with this is Daniel Benor. Daniel Benor. Okay, 1974, Daniel Benor started. Actually, the TNV system initially in 1973, it started in Turkey already, but in India, it started in 1974 in Rajasthan. Okay, Daniel Benor is the person associated with it. And then we have IRDP or Integrated Rural Development Program. See, all these programs are actually addressing the unaddressed people. Okay, the rural development program or the anti-poverty program or poverty alleviation program, which is IRDP. And in 79, TRISEM or training of rural youth for self-employment. We are equipping them with the skills which they can afford. Like we are giving training on some certain artisan skills and all, so that they can go for self-employment. They can start their own shops and they can start working on themselves. And NREP, National Rural Employment Program, and development of women and children in rural area. We will discuss about Panchayati Raj later. Okay, no problem. Then we have National Agricultural Extension Program. Definitely we are studying extension, right? So some the schemes related with extension is always important. 1983, and these are some of the other programs you have to just remember. Whoever is non-Hindi speakers or like some other language speakers in attending, they might be finding a little bit difficulty with this names and all, Jawahar Roskar Yojana and all, Swarna Jayanti, Gram Saroska, but try to understand the meaning as well. Just remember these programs. They were some of the significant program happened at that time. I cannot say which one you to skip or which one you to study more and all, but definitely whichever I was explaining was very important. But other schemes also we cannot say that whether they will ask it or not. So just have a look at least the years and the programs. Okay. And then we have NATP. NATP is important, National Agricultural Technology Project. So when you study NATP, under this NATP only, both Atma and ATIC came. So when you study the year of NATP, you are studying the 2 years of Atma and ATIC as well. Okay. Under the technology demonstration component of NATP, this Atma and ATIC came in 1998. And then we have, and then we were talking a little bit about Panchayati Raj. So it initially started in the Nagaur district of Rajasthan, and the 3-tier Panchayati Raj started recommended by the Balwantarai Mehta committee. And the 3 tiers, the 3 levels are at the district level, block level, and the village level, that is Zilla Parishad, Panchayati Samiti, and Grama Panchayat. And the 2-tier Panchayati Raj, recommended by the Ashok Mehta, where the population is less than 20,000. Okay, so the Ministry of Panchayati Raj, later it came in 2004, May 27. Okay. And important one is Attic and Atma. I should say which is the important, Attic and Atma. As I told you before, 1998 NATP came. So both Attic and Atma came in 1998. Okay. Some of you might have heard Atma came in 2005. Maybe some doubt is there. The thing is, actually Atma originated in 1995. The first reform of Atma happened in 2005, where it actually came under the established as an institution under the extension reforms program. Okay, but anyway, initially the Atma program came in 1998 only. Okay, fine. 1998, 99, that was the timeline. Okay, so ATIC is a single window system. So there are too many things happening. Some people will be giving inputs, some people will be giving advices, where you can find everything together. That is the ATIC. Okay, ATIC generally it is situated in the just near to the entrance of all the ICAR and State Agriculture University entrances. Okay, so it is given started by ICR only. And then Atma. Atma is Agricultural Technology Management Agency, which is started in 1998. So it's a registered body. It is registered under the Company Act, and registered body responsible for the technology dissemination at district level. So the important question here is, at which level Atma operates? Atma operates at the district level. Okay, so here they integrate not only extension but also research. They do the coordinate the research program and the extension program. Okay, extension program together at the district level under Atma. And then there is MN Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. MG Narega started in 2000, renamed as earlier in the programs we saw the NREGA, NREGA. Later it is renamed as MNREGA, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act in 2009. In 2025 it is again renamed as VBG Ramji. Okay. So again it is renamed. I don't think they will ask the new name. Don't know. Anyway, it is renamed again in 2025. Okay. These are some of the programs. So, there are so many means a lot of schemes which is happening in the sector of agriculture, in the sector of rural development, in the sector of employment, ICT, and this skill development and all. So many. Yeah, VBG Ramji. That's only I told, no? Yeah, VBG Ramji. Correct. Happening. So just study the important schemes which is given in the textbook first, because the recent scheme is like kind of ocean. You cannot finish all the years and what it is mean by all and all. So whatever given in the text, that is of first priority. That you should read first, and then later we can little of very recent some of the schemes, or digital agriculture mission, or Bharat Vistar scheme and all. Just have a quick look of that, or when you are seeing in the news and all, just have a look which year it started and what is main purpose of that. Okay, just have a look on that. And then we have, okay, I think if we are discussing schemes and schemes only, it will take the entire class. So we are just moving to the next chapter, that is the extension program planning. Planning is an easy chapter. Okay. So what do you mean by extension program? Program according to Kelsey and Herney. Do you remember Kelsey and Herney? Just before we told, they gave the philosophy of extension, not what to think, but how to think. The same people only. They gave a definition of extension program. Before planning, we should know what is extension program. That is a statement of situations, objectives, problems, okay, and solutions, sorry. And solutions. Okay, situation, objective, problems, and solutions, or SOPs, you can remember, SOPs. Okay, so that is an extension program. And what is situation, you can understand. And the three terms which related to that you should remember, that is aim, objective, and goal. Aim, objective, and goal. So like generally these terms seems very similar, but there are clear cut difference. Aim means something very generalized and broad statement of direction with respect to given activity. So my like the aim of the government is to improve the economic condition of farmers. That is a aim. But when it comes to objective, it's more specific, or the expression of end. These sentences are important. Okay, expression of end towards which our efforts are directed. So here my like expression of end is that we can say to increase the production of wheat from 2 quintal to 10 like 5 quintals per year or per season. That is my objective. Then what is the goal? Goal means distance in any given direction one is expected to go during a given period of time. So the difference or the distinction between objective and goal is that the time component is involved here. Okay, time. So I'm saying I want to increase the production of wheat from 2 quintal to 5 quintal within 2 years of time. Okay, that when that time period is specifying, that is the goal. So which one is bigger, which one is smaller? You can remember the term Goa. Okay, Goa, if you are remembering. Goal, if smaller than objective, it is which is smaller than aim. Okay, the aim involves many objectives. Aim includes many objectives, and goal is a part of the objective. So among these, the smallest one is goal, and greater than goal, many goal constitute an objective, and many objective constitute a aim. Okay. And then what is a plan? So before that, we need a plan. Plan is a predetermined course of action, which is also known as a blueprint for action. And then there is plan of work. Plan of work means a proper schedule of everything, an outline of activities, so arranged as to enable the efficient execution of the program. So plan of work include 5W and 1H. 5W means what, where, who, whom, and why. What, where, who, whom, and why. And the 1H is how. It shows everything. See, when you are going to study or you are preparing for CUET PG exam, you are preparing a list of, I have to study all these subjects. It will be taught by these people. If I don't know, I will be searching in the Google or the internet. And that's why I will be repeating and all. So that is kind of plan of work. It includes 5W and 1H. And then there is calendar of work. Calendar means you can understand, calendar means something related to the time or the date, right? So when the plan of work attached with the time, that is known as the calendar of work. Okay. And okay. So this is the extension program planning cycle. Program planning cycle. Okay. So this is this program planning cycle include total of 8 steps and 2 phases. Excuse me 1 second. Okay. So we have 8 steps and 2 phases. The 2 phases are program determination and program implementation. Program determination and program implementation. Don't get confused. There are 8 steps and 2 phases in agricultural program extension program planning. Okay. So the first, it starts from the collection of facts. You are collecting all the facts and you are analyzing the situation, and then you are identifying the problems. It's like a story. When you go to a new place, a new rural settings, what all you will do when you want to implement a particular program. So before that program, first you have to determine what you have to like give to the people. That is a program determination phase. So you will be collecting the fact, you will be analyzing the situation, identifying the problems, and finally, based upon the problems, you will be fixing the objectives and goals. Okay, and then what happens? You will start to develop the plan of work and the calendar of operations. And then you will go through the plan of work, and then you will evaluate the program, and finally reconsideration of the program. So these are the total 8 steps that is going on. So in the program implementation steps, it start with developing of plan of work and calendar of operations, and then you are actually implementing it, and finally evaluating it, and then again reconsidering the program and starting again, everything started again. So we can say program planning process is an educational process. Integrates everything. You integrate the plan, you integrate the efforts, you integrate the people involved, the resources, time, everything is integrated, unifying process, and it's an evaluating process also. Okay. Then the one of the most important chapter in extension, that is the diffusion adoption chapter. Okay, so adoption, what is the difference of adoption and diffusion? So I am introducing a new technology here. Okay. So if you are individually adopting, if when a person started to getting know about the technology, and finally he uses that technology, that is the adoption process. Okay. So it's a decision to make full use of an innovation as the best course of action available. There are so many, as of now for CUET PG, maybe many platform will be offering, and then you have selected this AgriAddict and you choose to use this platform. So that means you have adopted this technology. So that is an individual process, and it's a mental process. It's a continuous process, and it's a mental process which is happening inside an individual. Whereas when you come to diffusion, so you used AgriAddict platform, and maybe you liked it or maybe you didn't like it. So what happens? You will tell to your friends or other colleagues and all, you will be telling, you will be discussing, and based upon that, they will be also either they will be selecting or they will be rejecting the program. So what happens in a social system, that is the diffusion process. So the process by which an innovation is communicated through certain channels over time among the members of a social system. So what the adoption of a technology which is happening in an individual, that is adoption, which is happening in a social system, that is happening in a social system. Regulation of plan with the others means to diffuse the information. Yeah, correct only. Whatever you told, that is correct only. Which means that it is diffusing, like in aroma candles will be there, no? That smell is diffusing in the air. So similarly, the technology will be originating in a place, and it will be slowly diffusing to the whole society or the whole community. And if you remember the definition, or the what is diffusion, you can find out all the elements of the diffusion, which is very important. Diffusion and communication is different. Okay, diffusion is a type of communication, we can say, and the main difference is that the innovation. So the first element of diffusion is innovation. It should be an innovative technology. It's a new technology for the user, and it should involve certain channels. As I said before, you might be telling to your friends that whether the platform is good or not. So that is the interpersonal channel. Like that, we are providing many YouTube videos and like Instagram post will be there. So that is a social media channel. So similarly, many channels will be there for this diffusion process. And then time, over time, it's not something that happened. There will be like 2 lakhs or 3 lakhs people will be there in a particular like village or in a district. So if I go there, I cannot make all the people to adopt the technology at a particular point of, like at a single day or the next day or like that. It's a process that is happening. When we were starting this platform, I think the number of students were very less. So later on, when this process was continuing, and now we have a very good number of students, because the diffusion process continues over time. And then it's a social system in which the diffusion process is happening. There are 4 elements for diffusion, very, very important. 4 elements: innovation, channel, time, and social system. So what do you mean by innovation? Innovation is any idea, practice, or object that is perceived as new by an individual or other unit of adoption. Say, for example, if I am saying that like Snapchat came. Okay, after Instagram, Snapchat came. So I think I got to know about Snapchat in last year or just before that only. So for me, it is an innovation. But for you, if you are using it for a very long time, it is not an innovation. So it completely depends upon the person who are using it. If it can be idea or objectives which is perceived as new by a person, that is called as an innovation. Okay, because if I know about this particular technology for a long time, and if still I am choosing not to use it, that is not an innovation. So anything that is perceived as new, that the term is perception is the important term here. If the technology, even though it existed before also, if it is new to me, then it is an innovation. Okay, so the adoption process, one of the important thing. So this is the adoption process. I think it might be a little bit clear. AIETA. AIETA, that is a short form that you should remember, the adoption process. AIETA. Okay, so the scientist who first recognized the adoption of innovation which occurs in a state. See, as I told before, you got to know about this particular platform and you adopted this. You have taken the course or you have adopted it. It's not a one step process. It's not like you have seen and you have directly clicked or you have directly purchased the course. No, it's not like that. You have undergone yourself a series of process, after which you have selected the courses. So the first person who identified that adoption occurs in stages is Ryan and Gross. Okay, they understood that it's Ryan and Gross. And then many scientists have given many models for this adoption process. We are seeing only the important ones. Okay, it's not like Ryan and Gross didn't give this. Okay, this AIETA is not given by Ryan and Gross. They have given another model. There are many models were there. This particular model of AIETA, which is very widely accepted, which is given by the North Central Rural Sociology Subcommittee, NCRSS. NCRSS. Yeah, NCRSS, North Central Rural Sociology Subcommittee for the study of diffusion. They identify diffusion of the adoption process occurs in 5 stages, that is AIETA: awareness, interest, evaluation, trial, and finally adoption. Okay, this is the most accepted version. And then this Singh and Parikh told that the stages of adoption are dynamic and not static. Dynamic and not static, which means dynamic means, see, you came to know about this particular technology, you got aware about that, and then you started to develop an interest. You yourself started to seek the more information, whether this platform, the AgriAddict platform, whether it is good, if anyone is using that. You are started to take go for more information. That is the interest. Then you are evaluating. This evaluation in this adoption process is mental evaluation. Okay, it's not something that is applied and then evaluating. It's not. Evaluation is mental evaluation, where this people like individual who is adopting, they are evaluating in their mindset. You are saying that, okay, this many people have got good ranks from this, but this many people didn't get. So you are weighing this, but the course is like that. But sometimes if comparatively it might be good, it might be bad. According to your situation, you are evaluating the pros and cons and all. And then you will do a trial. Maybe after completely purchasing the course, you may think that, okay, I'll just start with the test bundle. If I am liking it, then I will go for that. Okay, then the trial stage, and then finally the adoption stage. You understood that it is good, then you are purchasing. If you are feeling that it's not good, you are not purchasing it. Okay, so the adoption finally happens here. And in these stages, the Singh and Parikh, they told that the stages of adoption are dynamic. It is not static. They are saying that it's not necessary to happen one after another. After the awareness and interest, maybe after I got the interest, I don't go for an evaluation or trial. I just go directly for an adoption. So the stages can be overlapping. The stages can be skipped. It all can be possible, or it is dynamic according to Singh and Parikh. Okay. Then the stages they were proposed. This YP Singh has proposed the term NAID-T. NAID-T. NAIDTEA. Okay. So for him, the main stages you should remember. D is mean for deliberation, and finally, yeah, need, awareness. Need is also introduced by Singh. Okay, need, awareness, interest, deliberation, trial, evaluation, adoption. So according to YP Singh, the evaluation stage comes after the trial. Okay, not in the general terms. According to YP Singh, that evaluation stage comes after the trial. Okay, so this is the common process of adoption process. If you are like getting confused and all, just study the 5 stages AIETA, which is given by NCRSS. Okay. And the very important chapter, like portion, that is the adopter categories. Adopter categories is a almost sure question in almost JRF examination. For CUET PG, I have checked the papers, but for ICR PG and all, it is a very sure question, adopter categories. Okay, so adopter categories is like, we are, see, I am, you take your classroom, okay, that consider it as a society. There are many students who will be like very, like studying or scoring very high marks, or scoring very low marks and all. So you are introducing a new like method of studying, or you are say so any new technology you are introducing in a class. So do you think that every person will take that particular technology first, or you are giving in a society, or like this is a PG coaching, right? So entrance coaching. So this is a pool of students who are in the 4th year of UG. So when we introduced this AgriAddict platform, definitely not all the people adopted first. There will be very few people who are willing to take a risk and then adopt it. Yeah, percentages came in examination. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so what we are telling? Okay, the all the people will not be selecting the course. Okay, then what happens after some time? Some more people will be selecting the ideas, or they will be taking the course in a village. Some like maybe some important people, they will be taking the particular technology, and after that more number of people will be taking. And so then it just the curve just goes increase. Okay, at one particular point of time, the maximum number of people will be starting to adopt. Then what happened? These many people already adopted it. So then the rate of adoption, the more number of people increasing will be, adopting will be reduced. Okay, this doesn't mean that they are not leaving. Okay, it means that up to this 50% of the people have already adopted it, and then after that, the more there are more not more people left in this half, right? Already the 50% of your class has adopted the technology, so only the remaining 50 is left there. And then slowly they will be reducing, like using the particular technology, and after the time, very few people only will be left with the technology. Other than that, all these people have already adopted the technology. That is a bell-shaped curve. So adopter category is a bell-shaped curve. Okay, so it shows the frequency of the people who is adopting a particular technology in a social system over time. It is based on the innovativeness. So when somebody asked, the adopter categories are based on the degree of adoption, like based on dash. The answer is innovativeness. Based on the innovativeness of the people, they are put it in a graph. So what is innovativeness? Innovativeness is the degree to which an individual or other unit or adoption relatively earlier in adopting new ideas than the other members of a system. So you have taken this AgriAddict course in 2025 maybe. So there will be certain people who adopted in 2022. Okay, so we can say those people are the innovators. They were the people who started first. But in your like same peer group itself, there will be people who didn't take the new technology. So they will be the laggards, or the at the end of the time, they are the people who still resisting to take that technology. Okay, so that is up to what degree you are earlier in taking that particular technology. That is known as the innovativeness. So based on this innovativeness only, we have classified the people into the different adopter categories. Okay, so this shows the frequency of the people who is adopting this 2.5, 13.5 and all, shows the frequency of the people when they are plotted against time. That is known as the, oh, this is okay, time. It shows the bell-shaped curve. When the cumulative frequency, that in difference is, this is frequency and time. Frequency and time gives bell-shaped curve, but when cumulative frequency versus time, it gives a S-shaped curve. Okay, S-shaped curve. It will like goes like this. Okay, this will be cumulative frequency. When plotted over time, it gives a S-shaped curve. When frequency and time it gives a bell-shaped curve. A normal distribution will be followed. Okay, so there are how many categories are there? There are 5 categories will be there. First one is innovator, early adopter, early majority, late majority, laggards. Most of the times, as somebody told, yeah, ma'am, it should be stable rather than decrease. Okay, I understood the confusion. See, when you are plotting it against the cumulative frequency and time, that is correct when you are said when it should be stable. When it is put to the cumulative frequency over time, which means that this is plus one person adopt, plus two people adopt, three people adopt, four people. Then it goes in a straight path. These many people have adopted, but it shows the rate of adoption, how many people have adopted over time. So it shows only the frequency. So here uh, it shows that initially only two people adopted, and they later after some time five people adopted, and then 10 people adopted, and then like maybe again 10 people adopted. So already up to this stage, already maybe 40 people have completed, and then only this many people adopted. So that's why it comes in a bell shape. It's not like when it plots only cumulative, when the numbers are adding up, then only it will come as a stagnant phase. Okay, it might be confused, giving a little bit confused for some people. But if you study the normal distribution, I think in statistics, you might be familiar with this curve. Same principle is given here. Okay. Okay, so the important thing that you have to study in this portion is the percentage. Percentage is very important. The category and the percentage, you should just remember it just like a song, that 2.5, 13.5, 34, 34, 16. That is the percentage. Okay, so the most like adoption happens in this early majority is the people like in this middle time, or like the middle period of time, the more number of people will be adopting. So innovators are the one who is adopting at the first. Okay, they will be very high, very low in percentage. When you take a society, maybe two or three people will be willing to take a new technology with all the possible risk, because nobody have tried it. They don't know what is the pros, they don't know what is the con. They are just believing the people who are telling and taking it. And then early adopters. Yeah, yeah. This some characteristic terms are there associated with every um, category. Okay, so innovators are the first category. They are known as the venturesome and deviate from the society. Generally, in a society, people don't adopt everything like when it is given first, right? So they are the person who are trying to like willing to take new ideas at the very first, with the taking the risk highest possible. Okay, they are known as venturesome. That is the term associated with this. But definitely they are very less percentage, 2.5 percentage only. Definitely they are literate also. They are more knowledgeable. That's why they are trying to take more risk. And then comes the early adopter. Early adopters, whenever you heard about the term early adopters, think about the term local leaders or opinion leaders. Okay, opinion leaders. Opinion leaders are the one, like you can think about any village sarpanch or maybe any influential person for the people. Opinion leaders are the one in which people go to ask for their opinions. Okay, in your maybe in your particular society, people who are having a particular class or a particular status, many of the people who are having a lower social status, they will be going to these people and asking like, what is your opinion? Shall I adopt this? Shall I not adopt this? So the people who are asking for opinion, they are known as the opinion leaders. Okay, so whenever you are thinking about early adopters, think about the opinion leaders. Okay, so they are the localite people only, whoever staying in that particular region, and they are the legitimizers. What do you mean by the term legitimizers? They will be taking up the technology. They will be seeing that some of the innovators have already tried this new technology, and then they will be screening the ideas whichever good for them, and they will be trying it, and they will be screening it and passing out to the rest of the social system. That's why they are known as the legitimizers. They are the legitimizing the technologies. They are like act as a third people. Okay, percentage is enough to remember rather than the concept. Yes, but sometimes what happens, they can ask about the terms also. Percentages not always only the, not only the percentages. Sometimes the basic words also they will ask. Regarding the innovators, it is venturesome. About the early adopters, the term is opinion leaders or legitimizers. And then it comes to early majority, the term is deliberate. They are not very early to adopt, but not very late. They are the early majority, 34%. And then late majority, which is known as the skeptical. These skeptical and cautious. Okay, skeptical and cautious, that is the word. Skeptical and cautious means they are not that much ready. All the most of the half of the population already accepted or they already adopted the technology. They are like, okay, majority have already adopted. Now I can adopt. So that kind of people are late majority. And then finally the laggards. Laggards means the term itself, it shows laggard or lagging behind, who are not ready to accept so far. It's like, okay, people are already doing this and all. It's okay, I will read by my own. That is my style. I will not change my technique. That is the laggards or who are lagging behind. Okay, they are the traditional ones or the like near isolate, we can say. They will stick to their belief system in the past. Okay, that is laggards. These are the 5 categories. And then we come to the communication. Communication is also very important. Yeah. See, dogmatism, dogmatism means sticking to the like traditions, that you can say, sticking with the traditions. That is the meaning of the word dogmatism. So for early adopters and innovators and all, the dogmatism will be very less. When you come to the laggards or like the late majority and all, the dogmatism will be more. Okay, the like moving from the current condition, that you can say. Okay. And then communication. The term communication derived from Latin word which means communis, which means common. So the word says the literal meaning is commonness. So I am talking to you people. So this becomes a communication only when I can find a common understanding between you and me. Okay. So the main definition is that at the end of this conversation, yeah, I will finish. Okay. There will be a common understanding of the meaning. Okay. So the basic function of communication good, it can be information, instructive, influence and integrative, and the most basic function is influencing the people. So by if we are talking the two or I am talking as a communicator and you are being as a receiver. So if I can influence you, that is considered as the most basic function of communication. These are different models of communication. All the models of communication are important. Okay, and some of the very important communication is, one is Berlow's model of communication, which is MEMCDR. The source, encoder, message, channel, decoder, and receiver. Okay, so you have to study all the communication model. It is like we cannot leave any of the models because each one have its own importance, and just study the short form of each model, and no need to study the year always. Just study who gave the model, what is the short form, and what are the 5 elements in that. Okay, and in that, Ligon's model is used for field extension work, whereas Shannon-Weaver's mathematical theory of communication, that is for used for broadcasting of farm information. Okay. So the concept of feedback, which is important, which is given by Berlow, and the feedback means, see, after this program, maybe we will be providing some Google Sheets or something where you can give your feedback. So why they are giving the feedback? Because to make the communication process smoother. So feedback is source oriented. This is the common point here, that is source oriented. Why we are saying even the receiver will be giving the feedback, right? Then why it is source oriented? It is source oriented because the feedback which is provided by the receiver is used to improve or modify the communication of the source, the message which is produced by the source. So that's why, and it is produced based upon the content also. So that's why it is called as feedback is source oriented. Okay, and basically there are 2 types of communication, that is verbal and non-verbal. Verbal, don't think that verbal communication is only oral talking. Okay, there's some mistake that commonly happens is like, when you heard of the term verbal, it means that only verbal or the oral communication. It's not. The verbal communication include both written and oral communication. Okay. So in under non-verbal communication, there are many types are there. For example, when you communicate by touch, sometimes if you are sad, people will be just patting on your hand, right? That is the that is known as haptic touch. And then about time and all, if you are communicating, that is chronomics. And then using your vocals, voice, that is called as vocalics. So there are many types are there. Sometimes even if you are see, now I am a little bit hurrying up, right? So even if I am not saying that I am hurrying up, also by the past of like the pace of my speed or like pace of my voice, you can understand that I am a little bit of hurrying up. So that is the non-verbal communication. Without telling explicitly, I am making you understand. Okay. And then the methods, methods are classified based on the use and form by Wilson and Gallup, which is very, very important, Wilson and Gallup. So based on the use, they are classified as individual, group and mass contact. No need to like explain much. I think you can understand. Yeah, actions, I didn't understand you told. Okay. Okay. So based on use, it is individual, group and mass contact. Based on form, it is written, spoken, visual and spoken and visual. Written is something that I will be giving like notes, bulletins, leaflets, personal letter, circular letter and all. See here under the examples of each method is very important. Okay, individual, group and mass methods. Important. And when it comes to the form also, you can just think each method, say let it be meetings, or it can be farm and home visit. You will be going and you will be talking to the person, right? So it's a spoken form of methods. And then there is visual form of methods where you are seeing the methods. Say for example, poster or chart or exhibition, you are actually seeing. And then there is spoken and visual. Spoken and visual, say for example, result demonstration. So you are demonstrating, or method demonstration. You are demonstrating. Okay, you are demonstrating, and at the same time they can see about like you can listen to me, and also you can see what is happening here. So all these four things are based on the form of classification. And one confusing thing is like the spoken, under the spoken method there is flag method. Okay. So when you hear about the term flag method of communication, like extension methods, you will be thinking about a flag, and then you will think that is a visual method. It's not. In flag method, what happens is like when an extension person go to a field, if the farmer is not there, then he will be keeping a flag there, so that when the farmer come back to his field, he will see the flag and go to the person, and by speaking they will be continuing the like method. Okay, that's why it is the comes under the spoken method, spoken form of communication method. Okay. See, okay, about time, don't don't need to like go too much into the verbal communication types and all. I think you asked for the actions, gestures and all. It is also known as kinesthetics also. Okay, there are different types. Like in time, sometimes maybe like getting maybe you are shortening the time or expanding the time, or you are explaining it over the time without telling. Whatever you are making arrangements in the communication without the actual words, or without the actual like written form or in the oral form, that will be considered as a non-verbal communication. Maybe if I am shortening the communication, maybe it seems that I am not interested, so I am reducing my conversation with you. Okay, so similarly, whatever adjustment you are doing with time in a communication process, that can be considered as a non-verbal communication. Okay, then rural sociology. Rural sociology is important or not means we cannot predict like any which chapter they will be asking more in which year and all. Maybe sometimes it will be more, maybe sometimes it will be less. Okay, so study whatever you can do is like studying. Generally, rural sociology is an important portion. Okay, so in rural sociology, father of sociology is Auguste Comte, and father of modern sociology is R.K. Mason. So generally, when you listen about sociology, the term sociology, you will be thinking it's a study of society, right? But see all the options correctly, if they are giving it's the science of human relationships, that will be the more proper option. Okay, so the science of human relationship or the study of human relationships is known as the sociology, because society is not about some people, right? If a group of people are coming together, can you see can you say that it's a society? No, it includes also include how the people are interacting with themselves, how the people coming together and making some groups or organizations, and how they are working together, all will be included in the society. So sociology is a science of human relationship, and the basic unit is family. And what about family also? There are many types are there, and the basic unit of extension work is family. Okay, I'm not explaining too much, just I think once if you are reading also you can understand. And the important points in sociology is the types of family, whether they are nuclear family, small family, or joint family, or large one, or according to stage of life, whether it is family of origin or procreation. Origin means where the family you born and brought up, and procreation is the family you set up after marriage. Okay, so like that, different classifications of family are available. Yeah, I think I'll just explain the terms which you might be confusing for you. And the patrilocal and matrilocal terms. Patrilocal family means after after the marriage, where the children want to reside. Okay, where the role of residence according to the where the children want to reside, based upon that, patrilocal means the children will be growing up with the father's side, and the matrilocal means the children will be growing up with the mother's side. Okay, and then the difference of rural society and urban society, maybe sometimes it can ask in very few points only. The main difference is that the social solidarity in rural society, the communication or the relation between the people will be informal and non-contractual in person, like more personal relationship will be there. Whereas in urban societies, it will be more impersonal. You will be talking to the people mainly based on maybe for some occupational reasons, or for some like very contractual reasons, for to get something, or like very mechanical communication will be happening in urban society. Okay, and the group is also a part of like important part in society, especially in rural society. And the main thing is primary distinction is primary society group and secondary group. Okay, primary group will be small. You just think about the family. Okay, always if you are not like getting any points about some classification or something, think about an example. So primary group example is family. So in family think about, we will have a we feeling, which is very important. We will have a we feeling. It will be a permanent group and it will be informal and all. But when it comes to a secondary group, just think about any party or cooperative society, or like your class, some committee or something. Okay, so what happens, they will be formal in nature, and they will not have that we feeling. Some anonymity will be, some something you don't know about the other person, that will be remaining in the secondary groups. Okay, and the term, another term is Gemeinschaft and Gesellschaft. It is like primary and secondary only. Gemeinschaft is kind of primary societies, primary group society. You can think like that. So the society in which most relations are traditional or personal, that is known as the Gemeinschaft. Okay, the terminologies should be remembered. Gemeinschaft, for example, Zamindari or Talukdari or feudal system, they all are Zamindari. Then comes Gesellschaft. Gesellschaft, think about the secondary group. So the society in which this characteristic occur, that is the Gesellschaft. It is in a contractual basis. So it's completely purely on a contractual basis. If the relations are going on, that is called as Gesellschaft. Okay. And these are other classifications of groups. Just I'll keep the PPT or the notes. Just you one time if you read that, you can understand. It's not difficult to understand. Okay. And then one of the important thing is social stratification. Social stratification is actually like you are arranging the whole of the individual into different strata. Strata means different layers. Okay, in some society you are saying, okay, they are having a higher social class, or a higher acceptance is there in the society, and some people, they are not considered as like that much higher, or they will be considered as a lower kind of people in a society. So that distinguish between the people and putting them in different layers are known as social stratification. So it can be based on class and caste. Class and caste. So caste is something that you will getting by birth, okay, on which is ascribed to you at the form of birth, and it can't be changed. Ascribed means you cannot change that, you are not achieved it. It is just you are born in that particular caste, you cannot change that. Whereas class is something that is achieved. Even though whatever caste you are born in also, you can change your class. If you are working like getting like high income or getting high education, definitely you will be considered as a higher class, no matter of the caste you are in. But even if you are born in a higher caste also, because of your action, you might be in the lower class. So the class is something that is achieved, and caste is something that is ascribed by you. Okay. And it's fine. So, and then something is the norms. Okay, about the norms. So, norms are established behavior pattern for the members of a social society. What is like how to behave and how not to behave, that is called as the norms. Okay, and there are many types are there. If the informal rules, I'm just some people in India, the southern parts they will eat with the hands, and in north parts when you see they will eat with the spoons. There are some informal rules of behavior, right? So they are known as the folk ways. And the socially accepted way of behavior involves morals. When you listen about the national anthem, you will suddenly stand up and listen, right? So that is something which involves the morality. So that is known as the mores, and the opposite of more is known as the taboo. When they are codified, when into a system, that is known as the laws in the larger societies and all. See, in the earlier societies, the traditional societies, these norms and mores and all were enough. People will do their own punishments and all. But when the population increased, they became very large societies. Then they started to codify, they wrote down the laws and all. That is known as the codified system of mores. Okay. Then about psychology. Psychology, I don't think that many questions will be coming. About leadership also, it's not that much important like the other portions. Okay, psychology is the science of basically the human behavior, and there are three aspects for it: cognition, affection, and conation. Just to think about three things. Cognition is everything that related with the knowledge, understanding, the thoughts and all. That is the cognitive thing. Whereas affection means affective, or the emotions and feelings that connected with your, that is affection. Whereas conation or psychomotor. Conation or psychomotor means something that is related with the act, how you are acting in a way, how your muscles are working, like how your motor activities are doing, walking and or doing any particular activity that is related with this conation or psychomotor domain of behavior. Okay. Then finally, I think we are going to entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship, the main thing you have to remember, it originated from the French word that is entreprendre. Entreprendre, which is means to undertake or to do something. So when we talk about in this adoption and diffusion chapter, in the same way that entrepreneurship is also involves something that is innovative in nature. Okay, so about the entrepreneur, the word is given by Richard Cantillon. So entrepreneur, who is an entrepreneur? The agent who, like somebody who collect the raw materials at a certain price and make a new product and sell it in the market at a price which he don't know, uncertain price, or he's taking a risk. He's a moderate risk taker. Entrepreneur is a moderate risk taker. Okay, he will take a risk definitely, but it is not a random risk. It will be a calculated risk. It's a moderate risk. Okay. And that is the difference of an entrepreneur and manager. He will be always an innovator. Manager is someone who is doing according to what his top person says. He's just an employee. But whereas entrepreneur is like the owner of the particular enterprise. And entrepreneurship is a process. So I think at the end I have consolidated. So entrepreneurship is a process in which the entrepreneur or the person and the enterprise or the business unit is involved. Okay, entrepreneur do the enterprises. Enterprise is working. Okay. I am so sorry for the Hindi language. I cannot take the class in Hindi. I'm so sorry for if you are not understanding. But as I told before, if you're not understanding any words or something, definitely I can explain to you. Till as of until you are understanding. Okay. Okay, so in this entrepreneurship, the classification of entrepreneurship is also important. Just have a look in the different types. The innovative, adaptive, Fabian drones, these are the types which is given by Clarence Danhoff. Innovative, just see the words. Okay, innovative entrepreneur means he invent like he is he have an innovative product. It can be innovative method of making innovative product, innovative market, anything innovative. Whereas adoptive or imitative entrepreneur means he don't have the idea. I have seen someone's product. I have seen somebody using that, and then I am taking the idea and producing it as my own. That is the adoptive entrepreneur. And then there is Fabian entrepreneurs. So they are like love to remain in the existing business. They don't invent like innovate or change the enterprise or something. Whatever they used to do, they want to like kind of do the same thing. Fabian entrepreneurs. So drones are the one who are completely conservative or orthodox. They refuse to change anything. It's like kind of adopter category only what you are studying. Drones are the one who are completely avoiding any changes in their business. They just continue as they are. Okay. And another classification is empirical, rational, and cognitive. Empirical entrepreneurs means they follow the principle of rule of thumb, which means whatever all the people are doing now, they are all are starting this online classes. So I am also starting. All are like giving advertisement on social media. So I am also doing. So whoever follows that rule of thumb, they are known as the empirical entrepreneur. They are not changing anything. Rational entrepreneurs are the one who are well informed about the conditions, what is going on and all. So they think rationally. Rational they are thinking and then making changes. And finally, the cognitive entrepreneurs, they understand the condition, they think about it and completely make a revolutionary change out of that. That is the cognitive entrepreneur. Okay. So there are many institutions for entrepreneurs. Just see which is the institution where it is situated. Okay. SIDBI is situated in Lucknow, and SIDO, Small Industries Development Organization, situated in New Delhi, and then NIMSME, National Institute of Micro, Small, Medium Enterprises, originated in Hyderabad. So similarly, certain institutions are there. I'm just explaining, not explaining, just you have to remember all this institute and where it is located. Okay, mainly. Okay. These are not sure that whether they will ask this or not, but these are the classification of micro, small, medium enterprises and how what is their investment and annual turnover given by the ministries. Okay, just if you are interested, you can just see it once because it is revised recently. So it's a recently revised rate. So sometimes they can ask what is the investment and turnover of micro micro enterprise, what is a small enterprise, medium enterprise, like that. And finally, I think this is the last one about the agriculture journalism. This is also nothing about conceptual. This is all about how you are remembering it. Okay, so some of the very basic journals, publications regarding to the agricultural area, that is comes under the agricultural journalism. Okay, whatever the news, the publications, the magazines, journals, everything in the field of agriculture is known as agriculture journalism. So there are certain journals that you should remember. Indian Journal of Extension Education, which is originated from IRI New Delhi, and Indian Research Journal of Extension Education from Agra, and Journal of Extension Education from TNAU. Extension Digest, that is important. Extension Digest by Manage, Hyderabad. Okay, and there are certain magazines which periodicals which is given by or like published from ICAR. Okay, just have a look at the names, and I think for you see it common examination on and all, maximum they can ask like which among the following is an ICR published journal or ICR published magazine, like that maximum they can ask. So just have a look at the names and go, nothing more. Yeah, I think we have finished, and definitely it might be a little hectic for you as well listening too much, but this time we cannot comprehend any of the subject definitely, but still as you have if you have read well or if you have practiced as of now, then definitely you can write the exam very well. Just have, this is just an area of the important portions. Ma'am, all these PDFs are enough CUET. I am not saying that it as this is a marathon like PDF, definitely some of the main areas are covered here, but it's always advisable for you to go for the text and read properly. And this anyway, about this class, the PDF will be available for you if you are filling the Google form, which will be given to you. So if you are giving filling that, you will be accessible to all the PDFs, not only extension but all the other subjects marathons also. Okay, so if you are interested, you can join to our regular classes also, where we will get actually some more time to explain everything properly. So all the best for you. Write the exam very well. All the best. Best of luck to all of you. Thank you. I am dead.